you've got to be equal-tempered when people are getting peed off. You've got to do the hours when they've left, or the making sure it's comped, it's saved, it's mixed. It's so many different little skills you've got to have. And it's a bit of a, that's why you get the points, and that's why you get the songwriting. It's not just about the sound. I think what makes a great producer sometimes is a great personality.
Yeah. A lot of the time it's not the best person, it's the person that everyone gets on with, the person that everyone likes. If you're an arsehole, no one's going to hire you, no matter how good you are.
And also it's about, bringing out of the artist, putting the artist in a comfortable place that they can express themselves. Now, sometimes that's a pain in the arse, because like Warner Chappell's have been using me predominantly recently, because I don't think you don't stay in the spotlight for very long. So I had a very successful time as a songwriter with the Dido and all that sort of Kylie and pop stuff. But Warner Chappell's the last 6-7 years have been using me as to sending me new young artists, because they say they just find you very, very comfortable to work with. So that kind of, you think, God, is that a last resort? Actually, no, it's quite good. I don't mind that. If you can communicate with people, they feel at ease, you can get them to experiment, they don't feel intimidated by going somewhere musically that might be a little bit off the wall, and they're not going to be intimidated and not go there, and they're not going to, then use the word produce their best work. And you as a producer are responsible for bringing that out of them.
I find it, especially with singers, you have to get singers in the right headspace. If you stress them out,
God.
Or even when you do a take and it's awful and the talkback goes, oh, that's great, just one more. You never say it's shit. Even
Getting that one more is just...
Yeah.
Like,
one more's a backup.
Yeah. It sounded so good, it'd be stupid not to get one more.
Yeah.
No, just because I'm going to pan one to... Just don't even think about it. It's all in the can. Just throw a couple more down for I'm going to use them as double tracks. And... Don't be on the last take. It's always the best.
Yeah. It's always have 20 different takes, but it's all. A lot of the time you don't even have to label it. You just know it's the last one.
I hate comping. I've stopped when you first got into Logic and earlier versions. People were chopping into syllables. It's like absolutely, looking back on it now, ridiculous. I like that breath better on that chorus. It's like. What? They're serious. And they were. Comps used to look like just cut up like that.
Yeah.
Now I just get 6 or 7 good takes, choose that verse, that bridge, that chorus.
I think if you cut it up too much, it kind of gets rid of the organic feel of it.
Yeah, some of them, when you listen back to them now, especially in the 80s and stuff, when people were then even throwing things in samplers and cutting them up on there when they run out of space on Logic, it's just like, it's just too much.
I was going to say, do you have a certain songwriting process? Or does it depend?
No, because as I say, Warner Chappell's, I'm not writing for me as an artist, so it's very important that I'm able to adapt my writing processes to whatever the project is. So luckily, from quite young, I taught myself piano and keyboards as well as guitar, and that evolved into liking to program synths, and I love bass guitars. I love playing bass guitar, and I drum a little bit, so I can write from a drum beat sometimes, because sometimes you just got no ideas. You've run out of ideas.
That's my favourite way to write, actually. Just think
great.
of a nice beat and then just build around the
and
beat.
More and more people do that all the time. They reference a YouTube video. It's like, well, what do you like? It's the beat. Yeah. And younger artists are really specific about the type of sound, kick drum sound they want. It's like, that's happening all the time, man. It's like, to me, it's like, is it? and sometimes you can, I don't know, your old habits of go, no, I want to go to the piano, and they go, no, I want to just get this groove going, and then I'm going to drop a vocal on it, but I haven't got any chords yet. It doesn't matter, I've got this great melody. So I think that one of the tips is to be completely and utterly open-minded about how you write the song. Try writing the same chords on different instruments. Just see how they sound, see how it feels. Write a verse on a guitar, and then go to the piano and write your chorus from the piano, and see where you go, different instruments cause you to go into different places.
I guess you have that habit of just trying to do the same thing over and over again. I used to have it with just writing the same similar kind of chord progressions. Oh, yeah. I had to get away from that.
Keyboards are worse for that because it's visual.
So the nice shapes. I like the shape.
You can see where your hands are going, but guitar is more textural. You kind of stumble a bit, and you can use lots of weird open string against this, and you can mix the lead against the rhythm, and it's more organic. But sometimes when you can't get, you need that clinicalness of the keyboard in front of you, where you can just say, my head's too cluttered. I need to just look at where I'm going.
It's nice and easy just looking at the keyboard. You can work out straight away.
Yeah, and also if you can work out melodies. Once someone's come up with a melody, you can play the melody this hand, and then if you're any good, you can start to figure out the chords that really fit under it. You can't do that on the guitar. You can only do one or the other.
Yeah, I think the bass is great for playing rhythms.
It's brilliant.
I love playing the bass. I'm not amazing at the bass, but just to get a nice groove.
Yeah, it's good.
You can never. Well, I can never really do that on the keyboard unless you're Stevie Wonder. You can't really.
So
get
it's like
such a groove. On
so all those different things.
Yeah.
I think, and also, without referencing other acts, you're always going to stay within what you're comfortable with.
I was trying to push myself to listen to new artists, even if I initially don't like them.
Yeah.
Because you do. I used to have it as when I was younger, just listen to the same type of music over and over, same 10 albums over and over again. So you know every single word, you know every single melody.
And also the sound. It's like I did this little project and wanted to make it like Kraftwerk. So I kind of thought, oh yeah, well they use Mellotron and they use this, but they didn't. So I found out they used a Vaco Orchestron, and there was none left. There's only 6 made, I think. So by going and going through the net, I found somebody who got 4 samples from the Vaco Orchestra,
really?
Just 2 C's and 2 G's, and I made my own little EX24 instrument, and all of a sudden it was the Kraftwerk sound. It wasn't a Mellotron, it was the Vaco Orchestra. And by looking at gear lists, it's all these nerds have gear lists, you know, what was used on that album. You can then look for software, real specific software emulations. So kind of really getting into that is good.